I don't know whether you can see it. There's a little bit of an earlobe here, and it's cutting edge enough that I can clearly identify it. And I'm going to go from my center point out to that. Remember, my center point is probably the one I can count on the very most. And so I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to come back to my other one that I can count on here, and I'm going to come back and do that. And I'm going to duplicate it on my drawing. So now I have this triangle in there. I don't really want to create stars and all these things that are getting confusing, but initially we had this triangle here. Now we've created this triangle here by adding two lines. Often we're going to be able to do it with just one line, because we're going to play off of this horizontal line, and we will have an opportunity to find a lot of things. So let's go ahead and find out where that ear is. When I'm coming out here to an outer edge of anything, whether it's the hair, if you can really count on an edge that you can see well, there I go. I have to go ahead and get out again. I don't want to make any of you dizzy. What I want to be able to do now is go to that bearing point and just create my angle. I don't have an ear up here yet, and so I don't have anything to align it with. But remember, angles are always true. And so what I want to do is I want to find a place along this edge. It could be left, right, up, down. I'm not going to use the top very often, but I could. As long as I keep this parallel with the edge of my paper, as I slide this along, I want to come to this place. And as soon as I line that up, because all angles are true, I know I'll be going the right direction. So let's go ahead and do this now. I hope that answers you, Gail. I'm putting this from the center bearing point to that earlobe from another direction. So I have these two main bearing points that I can really count on. The one that I originally started with, and the one that I made to decide the proportion and the size of my drawing. So now I'm going to slide this down here, keeping it parallel, until this straight edge hits that. I don't have to worry about measuring out to find the earlobe. I don't have to worry about anything. All I have to do is depend on the fact that angles are completely true. They may vary in length because of where I put my initial point here, but now when I come out here and look at, that's a little bit longer, a little bit short of the other one, so I'm going to extend that out a little bit, and here is my earlobe. Here's where that corner is. If you can see that, I hope that it's not too small. Now I have a chance to go ahead and know another very important part. So I've created this other triangle in here again. And you should always see triangles, at least because you're verifying this from two different points. And I'm using the most dependable ones I have. I could start using these. I will probably later on. But I want to, as much as possible, use those main ones that I can count on the most. So now, one of the other things when you're drawing, you want to keep this in the same orientation too, and you can now take the side of the face and just remind yourself what you were drawing. What was I trying to find? So now I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of a side of the face angle here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit for the earlobe. I'm going to probably modify that. It's just to remind myself what I'm drawing. So again, we can come down here, keeping this thing in the same orientation, and mimic this angle for the chin. And we'll verify, other parts. I don't want to get too carried away with that, but at least I know what I was drawing. So up here, I want to be able to come with, maybe the edge of the iris. I'm not going to be able to be real accurate, but at least it gives me a little bit of an idea what that dot represented.